Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. Um, Great start, huh? We're coming up on the end of another long week. Today was an interesting day. Um, and what I mean by that is, uh, well, it was kind of a fun day, kind of an event, not really an event-filled day. It was just a lot of work. I did I did a lot of physics homework today. Did a lot of chemistry homework today, and did some volunteer work with the tennis team at UMass Boston. We always volunteer to give a clinic to kids. Um, and we give two clinics. We give one earlier, one in the evening, and we all volunteer for one of them. So I volunteered for the one that was later, and it was fun, sort of. It's not really instructional too much, which I wish it was kind of more on the instructional side because that would have been more enjoyable for me. But it was more just kind of hitting around and playing games with them involving tennis, and it was it was interesting because I was lucky enough we didn't have a lot of kids there. We had a lot of kids at the earlier one, and apparently it was crazy. And I'm glad I didn't go to that one. I went to the later one, and there was a lot less kids, and it was a lot easier to manage. Um, but still, kind of being stuck in a room with even 8 children, they were all younger than 10 or 10 and younger. It looked like. No, there was a couple older kids, and I don't mind. But in all honesty, I'm not very fond of kids, and just because it's I find it hard to just manage large groups of them, and just making sure everybody's safe and trying to be the responsible one is a bloody nightmare. Um, um, I'm always the kind of, not to say the party pooper, but I kind of have that really responsible instinct to keep everybody safe. With a lot of rackets swinging around and kids running around, instantly thought, I was like, oh my god, if one of these kids get pegged, one of the kids swings a tennis racket and that kid gets pegged, holy shit, that's gonna hurt a lot, and that's gonna lead to just another all-ending nightmare, or never-ending nightmare. So I'm not particularly fond of large groups of kids or any more kids than one. Like I would like when I coach tennis, I think I give a group lesson with up to 2 kids, 10 and younger. Um, just because they're it just or maybe three, three. I think I can manage, but uh, just I'm not particularly fond of children, and I just find that um, just the never-ending yelling and over and is just a little frustrating and annoying. But the kids, like I don't want to, you know, be a downer with that. So I just know that I don't like that situation, so I don't put myself in that situation. Um, so I find that just most of the time when it's just really uncomfortable for me being in that situation. So I'm glad I was glad I was in a group that had less kids, and there was other teammates there, so that kind of helped a lot. But just it was crazy. And so yeah, that's another dirty little secret. I just don't particularly like kids. um, Not because I don't hate them. I just don't like being around them. Um, so yeah, but um, what else happened today? So that was fun. I hit around with them. I did work out a little bit, um, just a little bit, because I'm still really sore. And one of the most common exercise mistakes that I find most people make, and that I'm guilty of sometimes, is if you're exercising and working out and trying to build muscle, most people think just going to the gym every day works and working the same muscles, and that's not the case, because recovery is equally as important. So if you, at least it's my choice. I don't know if it's, but I find that it's very important to make sure that you recover from the workout. So I did like a really light workout just because I like going to the gym, just because it makes me feel just afterwards more confident, and it just makes me feel overall better. So I went in and did a light workout, just did some legs, and kind of called it a day with that. So, but I had some really tough physics homework. One of the questions was actually, I don't even remember I do remember the questions, but they're really hard to explain. So I don't think I'm going to get into it here. um, and I met some interesting people today in terms of just people who are into acting and everything. So, and you know that I'm big into movies, so but I'm never not into the acting side. I would never be an actor in a movie because I'm more interested in the creation of it more than anything else. Like if I got the opportunity to direct a movie, I'd love to do that, and or write a movie, get a plot, and direct it. That would be pretty cool to do. Um, and if I ever got the opportunity, I know what kind of movies I'd direct. I'm a big horror movie fan, so I'd obviously direct a lot of horror movies. And this is gonna get off into a tangent, um, but I yeah. So I have some ideas for ones if I wanted to do it, but I don't think I'll ever get the opportunity to do so. And I'm kind of okay with that. Like if I got the opportunity to, I'd love to do it. But it's a very long process to becoming that, and I'd much rather uh, teach. And if I had time on the side to do it, it would be a pretty cool project. But I don't know. And I'd also like to do documentaries too, because I have a couple of documentaries I'd like to do as well. Um, but those are, yeah, I'd like to direct a horror movie, or write a horror movie in which none of the typical horror cliches are in it. Like, um, you always see the characters. One character goes off and gets killed, and another character goes off looking for that character and gets killed, and you think you would come to the conclusion that, oh, this monster is picking us off one by one. You know what would be a good idea? Not splitting up. But they always do, and they always die. Or, there's a monster outside. Let's not stand right by the window and keep our backs to it. Or things like that. So I'd like to actually direct a movie or write a movie that none of all the characters are smart and follow like logical reasoning behind their decisions, so they strategize to and like my goal would be both try to kill all the characters, have the monster kill or have the antagonist kill all the characters, but also have all the characters be you know, follow all like logical reasoning and logical decision making. So it sort of becomes more like a chess match between a really smart antagonist or monster and really smart protagonist. So I think that would be a very interesting horror movie to do, or something along those lines. I had to work out more of the details, but and then I want to do a documentary on how religion poisons everything, and highlighting why religion is not a very good thing, by illustrating the effects that it has on people and on societies and people who have suffered greatly because of it. Um, like Jehovah's Witnesses who don't believe in blood transfusions, whose kids that need them, or Jehovah's Witnesses kids who are diabetic and can't get any treatment for it and end up dying, and things along that nature. Or the kids need a blood transfusion, but the parents deny that on religious basis, and the kid ends up dying. So yeah. Cigar went out, not worth relighting. Usually I say if it's past the ban, it's not worth relighting because you just change all the flavors and butcher it. But yeah, so I'd like to do a movie like that. But like I said, side projects, not really my primary focus. Let's see what happened yesterday. Nothing really happened yesterday. Just kind of fooling around. I worked yesterday, strung rackets. I was very happy with the rackets that I had to do yesterday because they were all synthetic guts. Synthetic gut string that I was putting in, which, ask any stringer, is probably their favorite, string to put in rackets because it's the easiest to work with, and so I was like, oh, three rackets with synthetic gut, perfect. It's gonna be an easy night. And so yeah, it was kind of fun doing it that way. And then I think, oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I downloaded my first game onto this computer, which is running awesome. I love it so far. And I'm looking into finding 4K movies to watch on this computer, like not starting my DVD collection over, but starting to buy, when I buy new movies that I get them in 4K, or try to find 4K editions of the movie, in order to be able to use my computer to its full extent. And yeah, it's been just a busy couple of days. But I am watching a movie right now that's currently buffering, so I figured I'd do this vlog. Instead of doing it after the movie, I'll do it while the movie's buffering. And the reason why the movie's buffering is not because the computer can't process it, but it's because the internet transfer rate is, with the website, is not that great. So my computer is now limited by my internet speed. So that's kind of a bummer, but what can you do? And in case you guys can't guess what I'm having, another Blanco 9. And yeah, that's basically all that I've been doing is playing tennis. I hit with a friend of mine, or I went out and hit yesterday with a group of, with a couple members of the team, and one of the members who is not on the team this fall, but is going to be on the team in the spring, he's gotten a lot better. I beat him pretty handedly last year, when we were playing challenge matches. I beat him 6-2, 6-2. In a pretty easy match. I mean, he was very inconsistent, and all I had to do was keep like 3 balls in play, and then I would win the point. So he's gotten a lot more consistent, and now it's not going to be as easy. So I'm very happy with that. So I always like to play good players, and he has now become a very good player, and I think it could be able to be a lot tougher. What was I at? Okay. Yeah, so let's get into. I'm going to do some reading your comments. So, Rory, you left a comment on my random vlog. I think it's again after that. He says, a tennis lesson at 6:30 in the morning. That's too early to be playing with rackets and balls. It may be a job, but now you're back to work at a gas station, dealing with overflowing dumpsters, hot dog machines, and squishy dispensers. He sounds like the life of a college student, college boy. Yeah, unfortunately. It's I didn't mind. Well, I didn't like giving tennis lessons at 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, that's for sure. But I'd rather be giving tennis lessons than working at the gas station. But unfortunately, it's November and it's now too cold for anybody to be outside playing tennis, or any of my clients to be outside playing tennis. And so that's unfortunate for me. So I need to find more money. It's all about getting the money, or whatever that saying is. But yeah, it's fun to play and to hit around. I enjoy kind of teaching, the sport. It's always good to get people interested in it, because it's a sport that no matter how old you are, you can play to some extent, because there's age divisions, and it is a sport that when you get older, like when you're younger, it's more athleticism is the reason why you win, versus but experience and just being more mentally fit can also play a big role in it. Because, like I said, it's like a running chess match. I mean, if you're older and you're not so much good at running, then you just have to play smarter. And that's what a lot of people do as they get older. And that's part of the reason why I have success playing, because even though I'm not out of shape by any means, but I am, and I'm probably the average, average fitness on the team. So, but I am, but the reason why I have a lot of finesse and skill with the sport, and knowing that I can make up for my average athleticism by playing more aggressively and taking more aggressive positions and playing, making them basically playing smarter. So that's why I say it's never too late to get into that sport versus other sports like football. Trust me, after 30, you're not playing football because you get tackled and you're not getting back up. My uncle learned that not the hard way, but he learned that getting back up and dusting yourself off becomes harder with age. um, so yeah, and then Rory also left a comment on my almost late vlog. He says your hair is wet because you dyed it black. Um, yes, because the old semi-permanent dye, what you'd have to do is you'd have to take a shower to soften your hair up before you actually apply the dye. With this, it's just as long as your hair is not covered in crap, like as long as you've showered in the morning, you should be fine just throwing the dye in. So he says, when you were blonde, did you have more fun? You know what they say, blondes have more fun. um, not really. I think I enjoy having black hair more. Uh, I also watched a video that said goths make better lovers. That may be true. Um, I'm neither blonde, neither a blonde or a goth. Of course, I could be goth, considering I'm fascinated with the darker side of life. But alas, I remain neither. So that lets me out on both fronts. Um, it's not really you could be goth. My general philosophy on that is um, it's a mindset, and it's not really about the look entirely. It's more just like the mindset that you have. So if you're very interested in like the darker sides of things, you typically fall under the gothic umbrella, or and you could be fine labeling yourself as goth even though you don't look it. I find that the look is not as important as the actual lifestyle. So, um, but that's just my opinion. There's these elitists out there um, that are pricks. But so it's not really about the look; it's about the mindset. So, um, yeah, that's my whole take on it. So, yeah, so if you're fascinated with the darker side of life, um, then you could very well be goth, um, and consider yourself, in the gothic subculture to an extent. So it's not all about the look. um, uh, and then Roy also left a comment on my very tired vlog. He said, since this vlog was posted back in June, you seem to be feeling much better. Of course, if I kept the schedule that you have, I'd be tired all the time. Glad you got a booster injection. Yeah, it was exhausting over the summer, and I'm looking forward to a vacation that I'm taking soon. Mostly because I think if I didn't take a vacation, I'm gonna go crazy because I've been going non-stop since last November. I have not taken a vacation since then. I've not had really a time to relax since last November, and as a well, because as you guys know, my mother was in the hospital all last year from November till April, so I was constantly in and out of the hospital. Even went on break, so it was not a vacation. But now that everything seems to be squared away, once I get out of school this semester, I plan on taking a very extended, or not an extended vacation. I'm going away for a weekend, but it's a weekend where I am not working at all. I'll be 21. I'm drinking. I am smoking, and I am skiing. Those are my plans. I'm not drinking a lot, so you don't have to worry about that. I never been really fond of drinking a ton. I have in the past, and any person who says, or I'd say 85% of the kids underage drink. Um, and because of that, and so I've only been really drunk a couple times, and but mostly I'll just have a one drink or two. And I'm not a very big fan of beer either, so I'm more of a Scotch guy. Um, anyway, so I'll be mostly drinking, you know, sipping on that during the weekend. So it's gonna be a nice, relaxing weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. So, and then Rory left a comment on my vlog on Tuesday. He says, "Good evening, Mr. Toll. I hope that you have had a very good day." Uh, yeah, I'm sorry that I'm just now commenting, but this was posted after 11 last night, and I shut down about that time. I was starting to get really tired with with my foot hurting like it was, but I was able to get out of the wheelchair, which is good. Um, uh, for most, if not all, of today. But now my other foot is a little sore from trying to use it and stay off the other one. I hope everything's going well with that, because that really sucks. I remember when I first got the tendonitis in my knee. That flared up, and I was on a cane for a couple days, uh, which was really frustrating. Um, uh, but I hope everything's going well with that. And but I did see where you posted last night when I got on here this morning and said it'd be something good to watch this evening in place of TV, which I never watch. I never watch my TV either, only when tennis is on, really, or the big tennis matches are on. Um, I was at Walmart this morning, and yes, Christmas has come to Decatur, or Decatur. Hope I'm getting that right now. Um, he says, "Don't feel bad. A lot of people pronounce it Decatur. I forgive you." A lot of people mispronounce Woburn wrong too. They pronounce it Woburn. So I guess I fall into the same problem, which is fine. um, and I was right. It looks as if you were wearing camo pants. Yes, I was wearing my Well, they weren't really camo. They were kind of same color as camo, but they had a bunch of deer on them. It was a kind of a deer pattern. um, I like that. Thank you. They're very comfortable. Um, this is another new world tonight, huh? Smoke any Blanco nines? I just was I was running low on Blanco nines and still had a lot of new worlds left, so I'm like, okay, I'll smoke some new worlds for now. Um, and did you say that you had a fear of pickles? Yes, I hate them. I don't mind when people eat them as long as they eat them downwind because I can't stand the smell of them. Um, I guess we all have something that gets to us. I'm glad you don't have any other fears. You're a braver person than I am, or dumber. Fear, having fears is not necessarily bad. It just might mean that you're smart. Um, because lack of fear can push you to do stupid things too, like jump off bridges. Um, I can be a wuss sometimes, and there will be no tattoos for my body or piercings either. I do ever, however, think they look cool on others as long as they're on them and not me. Uh, yeah, I mean, they're not for everybody, and I mean, I just like the look of them, and I like what I'm getting, so I'm gonna look forward to that. I'm looking forward to that next Saturday, so that's gonna be fun. Um, yes, that's a nice ring you have. Class of 2013. Wow, you're a young guy. Yes, I often look older than I actually am. Um, and that is um, kind of funny because I like never get carded for anything because people always think I'm older. Most people guess in my 30s, or at least some people do. Most people guess in the late 20s. Um, but no, I am just into my 20s. Bet you can't guess how old I am. You may try if you wish. Oh boy. um, mid 40s, mid 40s to mid 50s. Maybe no, let's say early 40s to mid 50s. That's probably the range. I'd say more leaning onto the side of mid 40s. And this cigar is not good for talking a lot. Um, and your birthday is in January. See, I thought it was December 1995 for WT 1295, but that would make you 20. Wait, you said you were 20, right? Yes, I'm 20. Um, that that 1295 stand for something else then? Today is my sister's birthday. She's a year old. So yes, the 1295 stands for something. You got the year right. The 95 does stand for the year. The 12 stands for I was born on January 12th. So yeah, that's where the 12 comes from. Um, that would make today's my sister's birthday. Wish her a belated birthday for me. Um, I hope that day went well for her. Oh, and I did listen to that. Oh, she's a year older than I am. Um, and I did listen to the song you posted the link to. That was pretty good. Of course, it would stand to reason why a song of that theme would it be to your liking with what was liking science and all. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs, just because it really inspires me. I always describe myself. Lighter's out. Says I always just the way I kind of describe myself is is if a goth fucked a redneck and that redneck was if a goth fucked a redneck and the child was raised by Jimmy Buffett. That's how I describe myself. Um, and uh, is it if a goth fucked a redneck and the child was raised by Jimmy Buffett and a physicist. That's probably the best way to describe myself. Um, because while I do subscribe to the gothic subculture, there's many things that I'm into that are not gothic. Like I do have a slight fondness for country music to an extent. I hate the new country music that's come out. Um, I hate this bro country, which is uh, like Florida Georgia Line and the new Luke Bryan and things like that. I'm still a big fan of some of the newer artists that I like on the country music side are like Eric Church, um, Brad Paisley to some extent, Keith Urban to some extent. I do like Keith Urban, um, but Eric Church primarily, and so and I do like the classics like Alan Jackson and Johnny Cash and George Strait and to some extent, oh my God, I forget his name. Oh, that hurts when you forget when you forget. I know what he's saying. He's saying the river. Garth Brooks. Um, I do like Kenny Chesney, but also I'm a big fan of Jimmy Buffett. I am a very, very big Jimmy Buffett fan. And so yeah, that's kind of how I describe myself. I like outdoor, stuff like I have been hunting. I did pass my hunter safety license to be able to go out and hunt. And I was big into fishing. I was actually quite good at fishing, believe it or not. I haven't fished in a long time, so I'm probably a little out of practice with that, but I used to be quite good. Well, freshwater fishing, saltwater fishing, not so good at. Yes, I would like to see more tennis videos from you on your Tennis Obsessed channel. Yes, there should be. I'm going to be posting a video on that. It's more of an instructional video. It's how to replace overgrips on a tennis racket. I'm going to do some instructional videos like how to string, how to replace grips, how to replace grommets, and things of that nature. I actually bought a pack of string to show how to string. Unfortunately, that string is pink because that's the only color that really shows up really well, so you can actually see the string as I'm putting it in. So my racket, well, one of my rackets will have pink string in it. Not one of my actual match rackets, but one of my collection rackets. So, in my very large racket collection. And you were wearing your Angry Critic suit, hat, and glasses in that 6-hour video you did with that young guy. Yeah, we were commentating on the U.S. Open final. You were also smoking a cigar, if my memory serves me right. Yes, I was. And if I'm wrong, well, that would serve me right for not paying closer attention. While I was smoking cigars, I smoked a couple cigars in that live stream. I smoked one of my favorites, the Gurkha Black Dragon, during that live stream. And you're wondering what that young guy thought. I wonder what he thought of you were smoking a cigar. You never know. You may have encouraged the lad to take up cigar smoking when he comes of age. This is going to scare you, but he actually is of age. He's actually 18. His whole take on it is he doesn't mind if I smoke around him. He's just not really that into it. He doesn't want to. I mean, he says he probably will try one eventually, but he just doesn't really. It's one of those things like he just doesn't really care to. Like, he doesn't have an obsession with it like I do. So, and so yeah, he is of age. He suffers from the exact opposite problem that I suffer from, which is he looks a lot younger than he is. He looks about 12, and yeah. Of course, it would have been nice if that were me sitting next to you while we smoked, but sadly, it wasn't. Oh well, maybe someday. Yeah, if you're ever in the area and you want to have a cigar with me, I'll be more than happy to. Either get together someplace or we can come here and smoke in my backyard. And, I mean, hopefully in the summer when it's not covered in snow. Because smoking outdoors in the winter is not fun. I've done it. I've smoked while shoveling, and it's not fun. I did see where there were a few other comments on a recent video of yours, Losing Music. Liked the video, he commented on it. Said it was the best video he had seen. And then Bryce Makes Films commented a few times. Also, I checked out some of his stuff. Funny little videos. I commented on one where the guy was open the door for the other guy, and the exchange between the two was funny. I hope both of them will be able to tune in for the cigar, join in the Cigar Hangout Friday. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I hope a lot of people tune in. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys on that. And enjoyed just talking to you guys and getting to know you guys better. That'll be a lot of fun. Well, Wyatt, before this turns into another near 1,000-line comment and I bore you, I'll work harder. And I bore you. You don't bore me. I like these are some, reading comments no matter how long they are is my favorite part of the day. Trust me, I read them. I get alerts when they come in, and I read them like basically on the spot. So before it actually, you're fully aware that I read your comments well before I actually read them on this blog. So yeah, you don't bore me. This is a workout to try to keep these shorter. Don't. I enjoy it. So with that said, thanks again for this vlog. It was terrific. And I'm now off my rocker to get back to catching up on where I left off on your earlier videos. That is also some darn good stuff too. Catch you later, buddy. Rory. Thank you, Rory, for your comment. That was very nice of you. Yeah, don't worry about your comments being too long. I give you shit for it, but honestly, if I'm start to become really overly polite to you, that's when you gotta worry. Because I kind of also come from a family that uh, giving giving other members shit is a form of love. so, um, so yeah, yeah. This cigar is not good for talking. Um, and then Mark left a comment on yes, uh, yesterday's vlog too. He says, "Hey Wyatt, hi Wyatt. I saw you posted this a few days ago. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch it until now. If you upload too late, I usually have to watch them the next day. But I try to see each of your newest ones. Even I said better later than not at all, and they're just too good to not to watch. Thank you so much. So I still won't ever. I don't think I'll ever understand, the desire to watch these vlogs. But I'm sure glad you guys do. I'm definitely glad you guys tune in for them, and I really enjoy reading your comments on them. So, um, uh, I really wanted. It's my hope that I'll be home and able to get in on the cigar hangout because I really want to be part of that since I wasn't able to get in quite as much on of the live stream Halloween charity event you did. But anyway, I did watch all of it, and I always enjoy listening to your stories and hearing your answers you give to the comments. It almost sounded as if you going back to work at the gas station. Um, kind of. Um, because even though I was kind of fired, um, or let go, or forced to quit, or I wasn't too sad over that because I'd already been there for 3 years, and I basically hit as far as I could get, you know, as high as I could get. I already hit basically the salary cap of how much he's basically willing to pay me. So I already got, I basically got as many raises as I could possibly get, and and so and I wasn't really enjoying it anymore. Well, I didn't enjoy it to begin with, but it was no longer interesting for me. Like I was starting to look for customers to really fuck something up with the store, just because they would just provide something interesting. It was just getting boring. It was just getting incredibly mundane, and I don't do good in boring situations. Um, I'm not really good at forcing myself through boring things, so which is why my grades in high school were very up and down. Um, Not to say I failed any of my classes in high school, but um, I didn't do particularly like if I could have forced myself to to invest in a lot of classes, I could have been a lot higher in the class rankings than I was. Um, I probably could have gotten straight A's in high school if I did, but I just couldn't. Like some classes, like English and um, Spanish and the language courses, I was never really interested in and really couldn't force myself through them. So, so just being back at the gas station is kind of back to the same old grind, and it's not fun. But I need fun. I want don't exactly need the money now. It's just money that I'm just putting away for vacation. So it's kind of a necessary evil at this current time. I hope that will change. It's probably not going to change. I'm there because they needed me, and the owner is a nice guy, and so I'm like, okay, he needed some help, so I'm like, okay, I'll help you out. And, luckily, uh, that's that's good. Um, he says you need glasses, huh? Yeah, I do need glasses for distance. Um, that I often never wear. Actually, I got them over here. Um, oh, nope, they're up there. Whatever. um, but yeah, they're really thin because I don't need them that bad, but um, they do help with depth perception. So, and I think they'll help my tennis game too when if I stop wearing glasses. But these glasses are too flimsy to wear tennis because they're um, rimless or frameless, basically, and so they're really flimsy and they're really easy to damage. So I figure contacts will solve the problem. Um, you do seem pretty well without them right now, so yeah, it's not a really big deal that I don't have them, but just depth perception lacks a little bit. Things at a distance are kind of blurry. I mean, not like entirely blurry, but it's it's not bad, but it's not like great. And got it. Gonna get some colored lenses. Got any specific color in mind? Yes, I'm getting red colored contacts. Uh, and a tattoo too. LOL. Sorry, I had to throw that in. Did you say what kind of tattoo? I can't remember. So much it gets, too much gets said. I get serious. Last had some of the questions posed by Rory that watching these vlogs of yours just just adds a little bit more to my own day. Thank you so much. And I do plan on getting a few tattoos. I'm getting one on the inside of my left. Actually, I'm getting a bunch of tattoos. All of which can be covered by a long sleeve shirt. Just because even though I think professionalism is crap, it does sadly um, get interjected into when you go looking for a job. So I'm getting on the inside of my bicep, I'm getting in big, almost like Gothic script, 666 on the inside of my bicep. Um, because I find that it's interesting that, and the reason why I'm getting such a, not a provocative tattoo, but it is definitely gonna freak people out. Um, because I find that people's perception of what's good and evil is very, or what's good and bad is very, um, not labeling, but it's very, it's kind of to challenge why people believe certain things, like you see somebody with 666 tattooed on them, you may think, oh my god, like that guy may be somebody to avoid, somebody where you know it's basically to challenge people's first impressions. Um, and because if you actually uh, sum up uh, kind of, not to get too much into the Bible, but if you look at Satan as depicted in the Bible, he's actually not that bad of a character. Especially when you compare it to God. And one of the things that frustrates me a lot is people say, well, God is always good, no matter what his actions are, and Satan is always evil, no matter what his actions are. Whereas God in the Bible created man supposedly, and gave man free will, and then started killing people off who used that free will against him. I'm like, well, you created man with free will and then get pissed at them for using it. And then Satan supposedly tempted Eve into eating the fruit from the tree of knowledge, basically. So I kind of think of Satan as almost the patron saint of critical thinking and analysis, and inspiring people to think for themselves and be individuals. So, and not just blindly follow along like sheep. So that's kind of my reasoning for it. It's kind of to tap people's perception, because I don't think Satan is a very particularly bad individual, especially when you look at the death tolls. Turns out in the Bible, God has killed many people with the Great Flood and a bunch of other things. For basically reasons that sum up to him being jealous and envious, which is odd for a god to have those feelings. But Satan, the death toll from him amounts to 3, or I think it's 3 in the entire Bible, and those were all on God's orders. So that quite changes your perception of it. So it's sort of to challenge people's perception of what is good and what is evil. And then I'm getting an Einstein quote on my forearm, which I also have on my wall, that says, if first the idea is not absurd, then there's no hope for it. And I feel that's very inspiring. Like people ridicule some really great ideas, and then those ideas turn out to be some of the most important and successful ideas, especially in regards to Einstein and the time dilation, and how time is not constant, it's relative. And the same thing with perceived distances is not, space and time is not constant, they're flexible, they're malleable. And those ideas were ridiculed and claimed to be absurd, but there's some of now they're basically the foundation of physics now, or the foundation of modern physics. God, this cigar is not good for talking. Yeah, that's why I'm getting them. That quote, and then I'm getting a pair of, on the other side of my left forearm, I'm getting a pair of playing cards, a jack and ace of spades, for blackjack, and a pair of dice with snake eyes showing, and then lucky 7 on the front face, and snake eyes on top, because I used to be really into gambling and playing cards and stuff like that. So that's kind of more of a fun tattoo. It's more of just, I really like, that. So I'm getting that. And then not on Saturday, but I do plan on getting a symbol on a fox skull on my left shoulder with the Japanese symbols for death and darkness underneath it. And then I'm getting a large ankh on my back, which is the Egyptian symbol for life, and probably going to get some text through it. And then I'm getting a black dragon down, curled all the way down my left arm. I mean my right arm. And then I'm getting an inverted pentagram on my right pec with an evil eye symbol in the center with Hebrew symbols around the pentagram, which basically mean Leviathan, or might, or which I tend to perceive as being meaning mighty on my right pec. So looking forward to getting those. So yeah, those are all the tattoos I plan on getting. I don't plan on getting any leg tattoos or anything like that. So, and I might get one on my chest with my mother's name on it, and right here underneath underneath my left pec is get my mother's name and the year that she was born. And I would like to. And I would have to say that, like Rory, I also think about what you're doing during the day. Our classes are going well. What you're doing at work, like trying not to get buried under a pile of garbage bags from an overflowing dumpster. Yes, I'm really hoping that I don't get buried under garbage bags full of crap and unfinished drinks, because that sure would make my night. I've had those dumped on me, which is another reason why I'm not very excited to go back to that job, because I know that does happen. I've had to call my mother on a few occasions where I'm like, Mom, I need I need you to drive up and bring me more clothes. Why? Because a dumpster bag exploded on me, and all the drinks and crap and mixture of motor oil, coffee, and soda and water and whatever God knows what else is in there, spit tobacco, juice, and crap got dumped on me. So I need more clothes. And it gets all in your shoe and just some nightmare stuff I've seen at that gas station. So, did Wyatt clean that disgusting hot dog? I try to as best I can, but trust me, it's hard to remove an entire week's worth of crap from it in one shift. Uh, what do you say about that other job, maybe where you had actual privacy and didn't have to deal with people? Oh, so I still work at Sports Authority, and what they did was this stringing machine used to be on the floor where customers could come up and talk to me while I was stringing, but we had a tech center, and the reason why the machine wasn't in the tech center is because there was no room in the tech center for it. But they were able to make room and move the machine back there, so now I'm kind of in my own space now, so the customers can't bother me. Um, Outside of your tutoring and gas station job, how many jobs do you have? Um, I, I work at Sports Authority as a technician there. I fix the bikes to some extent. I'm learning how to tune the skis, sharpen the skates. I can fill CO2 tanks there. String the tennis rackets. And do all the tennis racket maintenance there. I work at the gas station. I tutor. I coach. Um, I try to do YouTube as often as I can. And and try to maintain homework and all that fun stuff. So yeah, that's and I've had a menagerie of different jobs. Like I've worked at the gas station. I've done landscaping. I've um, I've done various handyman work. I've like replaced windows. Um, yeah, whole. I mean, I've fixed. Oh yeah, I also like when friends' computers break, I take them and fix them. Still, now too. So I don't get a lot of those though. So that's good. I don't have to mess around with other people's computers. uh, so yeah, I do a lot of work. Um, and I would also like to see a dual joint smoking video with you and a friend, or even your cousin, if that could be arranged. Yeah, my goal is to get my cousin and his girlfriend into the vlog smoking, but usually what ends up happening is I forget because we're usually having a really good time. And so yeah, I'm gonna try to get him in the vlog when we're smoking together. We do plan on having a cigar together this winter. Um, I'm all for getting as many guys involved in the smoking of cigars as can be, but that's just me. I have a serious love for the whole cigar smoking thing. Anyway, I do too. I mean, I love it. To an extent, it just you always need in order to to get somebody into cigar smoking, they need to have that aha moment with cigars, and that's gonna come when they finally have a cigar that instantly clicks with them, and that may take a while. That may take a lot of tries with different cigars, um, till they find one that like they're like, oh my god, this is the best thing in the world. um, but so yeah, I'd love to get more cigar smokers into it. Uh, it's just a manly and fraternal thing that bring and bond guys together. I agree. And I believe that that's what Rory's former channel was about, uniting and introducing other cigar and pipe smokers. And while pipe smoking is an appealing looking smoke with some good aromas too, cigar is just my favorite. Mine too. It's the easiest smoke besides this one. I'm also believing that maybe my humidity is a little high, and that's why it is. I may have to adjust my humidity in my humidor. So I have to drop it a little bit. Uh, well, I hope you're having a good Thursday and this comment lifts your day in any way it can. It does. Like I said, I love getting your comments. Like this is like my highlight of the day. So I love communicating with you guys. It's awesome. And well, I hope uh, you can continue to remain in daily thoughts until I see ya on your next one. Smoke on, bro, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Your channel will be linked in the description down below. As always. And I'm actually gonna post another song which I just found interesting. If you guys want to check it out, it's fine. It's Eric Church's latest one. If you're into country music, and I wouldn't exactly label him as very true country. He's more along the lines of, or at least his last album was. His newest album, I haven't got a chance to listen to it all. I've just listened to this one song which I really like, but he's more on the rock and roll side of country music. So, but not along the lines of Billy Ray Cyrus, but less corny than that. But or less corny than Billy Ray Cyrus's two big songs, "Achy Breaky Heart" and "I Want My Mullet Back." Um, but I'll link that in the description down below. But oh my god, this vlog is an hour and 10 minutes, and so I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.